This is how my overlanding adventure begins. I've been working with my best friend Michael at Overland Bound in some capacity for the past 10 years. And since 2019, I've been helping to create content for his YouTube channel whenever possible. And really, no matter how much adventure I've filmed with Michael, I've never once gave overlanding a second thought. Until this very moment you're watching. Is this an argument for a four-wheel drive? This is me leaving from a video shoot in Northern California in late 2020. This is the moment when it happened. I was hooked. Hey, if you're new here, my name is Mike and I make travel and adventure video. And this is the first video in a series that documents my epic overland adventure across the United States 4 times. And we're gonna be racking up about 12,000 road miles and staying off-road as much as possible. An exercise in extreme social distancing. So to kick things off, I'm gonna share with you the vehicle platform that's gonna take us on this epic overland adventure, share with you my current setup, and tell you the story of how this channel went from international world travel to overland adventure in less than a year. I bet you can already guess part of the story. Now, if you're a longtime subscriber to my channel, you know that I spent nearly 2 years traveling the world and creating videos from Singapore to Europe, and they're good videos. And yes, I miss it.
Breaking news tonight, the coronavirus forcing millions more Americans into virtual lockdown.
Well, the Nissan two-wheel drive is just not cutting it for me anymore.
Really?
Yep, I'm thinking about upgrading to a four-wheel drive. I've been looking at the Tacomas. They seem nice and all, but they're kind of small. Maybe I'll look at the Tundra because, you know, I'm a big dude and I got a fat ass, so.
You know, call me crazy, but when I was down in Baja, I drove a Ford Raptor. Super capable, right off the factory line. Kind of like driving around a couch. Definitely fix your ass problem.
And just like that, she was mine. So the thing about the Mojave Road is it'll test your rig really well because it's gonna shake it, it's gonna beat it, and part of the shakedown trip is to find out what's gonna fall off so you can fix that and it doesn't happen every time you go off-road. So as initial trips go, I learned a lot from the desert. It allowed me to quickly identify the top 3 things that were important to me, both for short-term and long-term overland travel. Number 1, comfort. I used a ground tent for this trip, which was nice and roomy, but not ideal for me. At 6'5" and my age, bending down and wrestling this thing shut or getting in bed on the dirt and the rocks, well, that's a no for me. So I want a rooftop tent. 2, hygiene. I need to put more water on board and essentially have the ability to shower. Although I like these little shower pouches and they work really well, I just need an onboard shower. And 3, organization. I really want to dig into getting better organized. And while I understand that I'm probably always going to be playing the game of Overland Tetris, I need to be at least 80% where I want to be before I set off across the country. So here's where I started. Starting with organization, I opted for the decked drawer system for easy access to things I need every day. 2 160-liter Rome Adventure Company storage boxes. If it doesn't fit in these or the drawers, then I probably don't need it. A custom 1-piece solid steel bed cage from Bay Area Metal Fab, no rattling apart off-road. Thanks, Jerry. Ah yes, the rooftop tent. So far, I'm digging it, but let's find out how it performs after 10,000 miles of serious abuse. 12,000-pound Warren winch and Max Trax recovery gear to get me out of sticky situations. Oh yeah, the shower. I love this thing. A jet boil. where has this thing been all my life? And yeah, this works. So that's a privacy tent. Necessary, but there's got to be a better way. So this is obviously a work in progress. A lot of this stuff is hard to get right now because it's on back order, because supply chain issues, things like that. In addition, the overland tax, right? Everything is much more expensive when it needs to stand up to the test of time off-road. So I guess buy once, cry once. So this year I'm taking the Blue Beast on an epic adventure across the United States and taking you along for the ride. We're gonna start our journey out of the Bay Area toward the Pacific Northwest through Seattle, cutting across over to Montana, down through Wyoming and Utah, and over to Colorado in August for the Overland Expo, as well as down to Arizona in September for that expo as well. We'll then head east through Texas and across Arkansas and the great state of Tennessee, eventually landing in the Peach State for the first major layover where I'll rest up, spend some time with family, and prepare for the next journey back across the US. I know what some of you are thinking. This is crazy, right? Put all your stuff in storage, travel the country living out of your truck for 6 months. Yeah, but it. So this is just chapter 1. In fact, before we head off across the country, we're going to go back down to the Mojave Desert for a 6-day long shakedown trip of all my equipment and setup. This will be the longest continuous trip to date. So be sure to subscribe right now and turn on the bell notification so you'll get notified when future episodes in this series go live. Until next time, bye-bye.